Hello, friends. I'm so glad you're here. You know, sometimes after a long day, it's nice to slow down and settle into a cozy spot where we can share stories together. This is a special place where bedtime stories help us unwind, spark our imaginations, and gently guide us into sweet dreams. Each night will go on an adventure. Some will be fun, some a little mysterious, but all of them will be told with care, just for you. So grab your favorite blanket, get nice and comfy, and let's enjoy a story together. It's a wonderful way to end the day, isn't it? I'm so happy you're here with me. Tonight's story is called The Chronos Paradox. Chapter 1, The Signal. Dr. Samantha Keller adjusted the frequency on the deep space receiver, her eyes narrowing at the anomalous blip on the screen. The remote observatory in the Atacama Desert had picked up countless signals over the years, satellites, cosmic background noise, the occasional interference from Earth-based tech. But this was different. The signal repeated every 47 seconds with mathematical precision, broadcasting a sequence that was unmistakably deliberate, a prime number sequence, followed by coordinates. Sam's heart pounded. The coordinates weren't pointing to some distant galaxy. They were pointing to Earth, to a location just 200 miles north of her observatory. Chapter 2, The Anomaly. By dawn, Sam had assembled a small team. Dr. Marcus Voss, a theoretical physicist obsessed with temporal mechanics, Lena Ramirez, an engineer with a knack for improvisation, and Ben Taylor, a geologist familiar with the region's terrain. They loaded their equipment into an all-terrain rover and set out into the desert, following the coordinates. The further they traveled, the stranger things became. Compass readings skewed, GPS signals flickered, and the air grew unnervingly still, as if the desert itself was holding its breath. When they arrived, they found it, a metallic structure half buried in the sand, pulsing faintly with an iridescent light. It was unlike anything they'd ever seen. No scorch marks, no debris. It was as if the object had simply appeared out of nowhere. Chapter 3, The Machine. Lena was the first to approach, her hands gliding over the smooth surface. "It's not alien," she whispered, her voice laced with awe. "This is human-made." But that wasn't possible. The metal was an alloy unknown to modern science, and the structure was emitting low levels of radiation. Radiation consistent with theoretical tachyon emissions. Marcus stared at the readings, his face pale. "This isn't just a machine," he murmured. "It's a time device." Sam's breath caught in her throat. "Are you saying this is from the future?" Before he could answer, the machine activated. Chapter 4, The Fracture. A blinding light erupted from the structure, engulfing them in a wave of energy. When their vision cleared, the desert around them had changed. The sky was tinged with a faint violet hue, and the landscape shimmered, as if caught between two realities. But that wasn't the worst part. They weren't alone. Figures emerged from the shimmering heat, humans, but different. Their movements were synchronized, their eyes devoid of emotion. They wore sleek, featureless suits that reflected the strange light, and they moved with a purpose that sent a chill down Sam's spine. Marcus's voice trembled. "They're us." Lena shook her head, backing away. "No, they're not." The figures approached silently, their intentions unclear. But one thing was certain. The team had triggered something that was never meant to be disturbed. Chapter 5. The Truth. They retreated into the machine, barricading themselves inside as the figures surrounded them. The interior was a labyrinth of circuitry and holographic displays, humming with an energy that felt alive. Marcus quickly deciphered part of the interface. The machine wasn't just a time device. It was a temporal anchor, designed to stabilize fluctuations in the timeline. But something had gone wrong. Sam pieced it together. This isn't just from the future. It's from a future. A timeline where humanity lost control of time itself. The figures outside weren't invaders. They were temporal enforcers, sent back to prevent the team from disrupting the delicate balance of their timeline. But by discovering the machine, they had already caused a ripple effect. And the future was fighting back. Chapter 6. The Choice. With the machine's energy destabilizing, they had two options: destroy the device and seal the fracture, or use it to escape into another timeline, one where this future never happened. But Marcus hesitated. What if every timeline is worse? And what if we're the cause of all of them? Lena's hands hovered over the controls. Then we make the best choice we can. Sam looked at the encroaching figures, now attempting to breach the machine. She made the call. They activated the device, initiating a sequence that would collapse the timeline they were in and eject them into the unknown. Chapter 7. Aftermath. They awoke in the same desert, but everything was different. The sky was blue, the air warm and familiar. The machine was gone, as if it had never existed. But something wasn't right. As they returned to civilization, they realized subtle changes in the world around them. Small inconsistencies, a missing building here, a different name there. People they knew didn't recognize them, and historical events hadn't played out the way they remembered. They were home, but not their home. Sam stared at the horizon, knowing the truth deep down. They hadn't escaped the consequences. They had only delayed them. And somewhere in another timeline, the machine was still waiting to be found. The end. Well, wasn't that a lovely story? I'm so glad we could share it together. Now, as the day comes to an end, it's time to rest and let all those wonderful thoughts and dreams carry you through the night. Remember, tomorrow is a new day, full of new adventures. And I'll be right here when you're ready for another story. Until then, take a deep breath, get cozy, and know that you are safe, you are loved, and you are important, just the way you are. Good night, and sleep well.